Welcome back to the channel. If you love powerful ideas, helpful tips, and mind-opening content, don't forget to subscribe and join our community. If you're a man over 60 and you've been told to eat more vegetables for better health, I need you to stop and listen. Because one of the vegetables in your fridge right now could be the reason your erections are fading, your prostate is swelling, and your energy is slipping away. It's not because you're old. It's because you've been eating what the world told you was healthy without realizing it's slowly draining your masculinity. I'm Dr. Mariah, a urologist and men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s reclaim their vitality and bedroom performance naturally. And what I've seen time and again is that the most powerful remedy isn't in a pill, it's on your plate. What if I told you that certain vegetables, yes, vegetables, are loaded with hidden compounds that boost estrogen, stiffen arteries, and inflame the prostate? And worse, most of them are labeled heart-healthy by well-meaning experts. That's the paradox. The very foods meant to help you may be hurting you more. In this video, I'll reveal 3 forgotten vegetables that most men overlook, but science shows can restore your manhood to rebuild your blood flow, sharpen your confidence, and support your prostate starting in just days. And I'll share 3 vegetables you must eliminate immediately if you care about circulation, testosterone, and libido. Stick with me until the end because I'll give you a bonus tip on how to prepare these vegetables for maximum nutrient absorption so you can be strong in the bedroom, even at 80. Once you know the truth, you'll never look at your vegetables the same way again. Before we dive into these eye-opening truths about the vegetables that may be silently harming your health, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss another video designed to keep you strong, sharp, and confident after 60. And if you find this information helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 so I can keep improving these videos for you. All right. Let's start with the truth that might be the most shocking for many of you. Let's expose the first vegetable that, despite its impeccable healthy reputation, could be the main culprit behind your loss of vigor. Let me tell you about a man I treated a while back. His name was James, retired school principal, 68 years old, brilliant mind, married to the love of his life, but something fundamental was missing. He walked into my office frustrated, quietly ashamed. "Doctor," he said, "the rest of my health is fine, but I don't feel like myself anymore. I'm tired. My energy is low, and the fire in the bedroom, it's just gone." We ran tests. His heart was fine, cholesterol slightly high, but one thing jumped out. His estrogen levels were abnormally high for a man his age, while his testosterone was at the lower end. That's when I asked about his diet. James proudly told me that on his cardiologist's advice, he'd swapped red meat and dairy for heart-healthier alternatives years ago, tofu, soy milk, and edamame as a snack. And that's when the puzzle came together. The first vegetable you should consider eliminating or drastically reducing is soy. While it's praised, soy is loaded with phytoestrogens, plant compounds that mimic the effects of the female hormone estrogen in the male body. For a man over 60, this is critical. At this stage of life, your natural testosterone levels are already gradually declining. By introducing compounds that act like estrogen into your diet, you're tipping the hormonal balance further in the wrong direction. In the real world, what does this mean? Lower libido, a body that feels softer and more tired. And for many men like James, yes, erections that become inconsistent, weaker, or vanish entirely. The problem isn't just obvious soy. It's how often it sneaks into your diet unnoticed. In protein bars, sauces, processed snacks, and meat alternatives. The industry loves soy because it's cheap and carries a healthy label. But your male hormones know the truth. James was shocked, but willing to try. The plan was simple. We cut out soy and replaced it with clean protein sources. Within weeks, he came back with more energy. A month later, I got a handwritten thank you card from his wife. It simply said, "Doctor, you gave me my husband back." Am I saying soy is poison? No. But for men over 60, especially those dealing with fatigue or performance issues, it's a healthy food best left off your plate. Speaking of healthy foods with a dark side, our next vegetable is even more surprising.
It's a staple in millions of diets, but in its most common processed form, it could be causing chronic inflammation that stiffens your arteries and drains blood flow from where you need it most. You won't believe how common it is. This staple found in countless meals worldwide is corn. And let me be very specific here. I'm not talking about the fresh corn on the cob you eat at a barbecue. I'm talking about the ubiquitous corn in our modern diet. Corn syrup, cornstarch, corn oil, and the countless processed products made from it. Let me introduce you to Robert, a 62-year-old man who came to me with a problem that scared him. Beyond erectile dysfunction, he was feeling joint pain and fatigue that seemed endless. He was doing what he thought was right, including swapping butter for margarine made from vegetable oil, often corn-based. He felt frustrated because his efforts to be healthy seemed to make things worse. Robert's problem was an invisible but powerful enemy, chronic inflammation. Corn, especially in its processed forms, is extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, our bodies need omega-6, but it requires a delicate balance with omega-3 fatty acids found in fish, flaxseed, and walnuts. The modern diet has obliterated that balance. We're consuming up to 20 times more omega-6 than we should. When this ratio is off, your body enters a constant state of low-grade inflammation. Think of it as a small fire burning perpetually inside you. This inflammation damages the sensitive lining of your arteries, a tissue called the endothelium. And guess what? The endothelium produces nitric oxide. When it's damaged, your ability to produce nitric oxide plummets. The result: arteries that become stiff and less responsive. Blood flow to all parts of the body, including the penis, is drastically reduced. Inflammation is also linked to joint pain, fatigue, and even prostate enlargement. Robert's heart-healthy diet was actually fueling the inflammation that was hardening his arteries. The plan for Robert was clear. We eliminated processed seed oils like corn and soy and drastically increased his omega-3 intake with fatty fish like salmon and high-quality fish oil supplements. Within a month, the change was remarkable. His joint pain eased. His morning energy returned. And for the first time in years, he started noticing morning erections again. A clear sign his vascular health was recovering. So read the labels. If you see corn oil, soy oil, or corn syrup, understand you may be fueling the inflammation that's choking your vitality. And this brings us to our third and most paradoxical villain: a vegetable in every detox smoothie and super healthy salad. But when consumed the wrong way, it could be blocking the absorption of the most important mineral from man's testosterone. And now the vegetable that shocks my patients the most. A food that's the darling of the health world, but hides a dark secret, especially for men over 60. I'm talking about spinach, specifically raw spinach consumed in large quantities. I know it sounds contradictory, but let me explain through the story of William, a 67-year-old amateur marathon runner who is doing everything to stay fit. Every day, he started with a big green smoothie packed with raw spinach, thinking he was flooding his body with nutrients. Yet, his blood work told a different story. His testosterone was low and his zinc levels were rock bottom despite eating zinc-rich foods, and he complained of a libido that just wasn't there anymore. William's problem wasn't what he was eating, but how what he was eating was interacting inside his body. The enemy here is a compound called oxalate. Raw spinach is one of the richest sources of oxalates in your digestive system. Oxalates act like little nutrient thieves. They bind to essential minerals and drag them out of your body before you can absorb them. One of the minerals oxalates love to steal is zinc. And as we've discussed, for a man, zinc is like gold. It's an absolutely indispensable building block for testosterone production and prostate health. So with every sip of that super healthy green smoothie, William was unknowingly depriving his body of the mineral it needed most to maintain his manhood. Am I saying to stop eating spinach? Not at all. Spinach is a fantastic source of magnesium and other nutrients. The secret isn't in the what, but the how. The simple act of cooking spinach, even a light steaming for a few minutes, drastically reduces its oxalate content, freeing up those minerals to be absorbed by your body. When William switched his raw smoothie for an omelet with sautéed spinach, His zinc and testosterone levels started climbing within weeks. Now that you know the hidden enemies on your plate, let's turn the tables. Let's talk about the 3 forgotten heroes. The vegetables you should add to your diet today to actively rebuild your strength, circulation, and hormonal balance. Now that you know the enemies that might be hiding on your plate, let's flip the script. Let's focus on the power of rebuilding. There are 3 vegetables I consider absolutely essential for men over 60. They're not exotic or expensive. In fact, they're so common that most men overlook them. The first hero on our list and the undisputed champion of circulation is the beet. If poor circulation is the enemy, beets are your one-man army. Remember James and his feeling of no pressure in the system. Beets are the direct solution to that. They're one of the richest natural sources of dietary nitrates. When you consume beets, your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide. And as we've seen, nitric oxide is the master molecule that relaxes and widens your blood vessels, allowing blood to flow with force and vigor throughout your body. Think of it as turning a kink-edged garden hose into a fireman's cannon. A study in the Journal of Nutrition showed that beet juice consumption can significantly lower blood pressure and improve endothelial function, the health of your artery linings. But here's the detail most people get wrong. How you consume beets matters a lot. When beets are canned or pickled, their magic fades. The high heat used in canning combined with long-term storage destroys a significant portion of those beneficial nitrates. Worse, the brining process used in pickling loads beets with sodium and vinegar, which can actually constrict your arteries and negate the very benefit you're hoping to gain. To reap the rewards, you need fresh beets. Whether raw in a juice, grated in a salad, or lightly roasted or steamed, our second hero is a champion of hormonal balance. But it comes with an instruction manual, broccoli. Many men focus only on testosterone, but the real key to vitality is the balance between testosterone and estrogen. And here's the truth. While broccoli is one of the most powerful vegetables for men over 60, especially for detoxing estrogen and protecting the prostate, it only works if prepared the right way. Broccoli, like other cruciferous vegetables such as cauliflower, contains a compound called sulforaphane. This compound is a game changer. It helps your liver process toxins, reduces systemic inflammation, and crucially for older men, helps clear excess estrogen, supporting a healthy testosterone balance. But there's a big catch. Sulforaphane is incredibly heat sensitive. The moment you overcook broccoli, or worse, microwave it, you destroy most of this healing compound. What's left is a limp stalk that offers fiber, sure, but none of the protective power your aging body needs. Remember Robert, the patient who felt bloated and foggy? He initially told me he ate broccoli every night. But when I asked how, he said, I microwave it for 5 minutes until it's really soft. He was unknowingly wiping out the very nutrient his body craved. He was eating a food meant to defend his manhood, but preparing it in a way that turned it into dead weight. Once we made a simple switch, steaming broccoli for no more than 3 to 4 minutes, or even eating it raw with a healthy dip, he started noticing subtle changes. His mind cleared, his nighttime urination eased, and gradually his energy started to return. It's a small change, but for men over 60, the small things matter. Repeated habits either heal or harm. And sadly, many men think they're doing the right thing because they've been told to eat more vegetables, not realizing that how they prepare those vegetables makes all the difference. Overcooking broccoli doesn't just kill the flavor, it robs your body of one of the most powerful prostate-protecting compounds on Earth. And that brings us to our third and final forgotten hero. And this one, gentlemen, is the silent protector of your testosterone. Mushrooms. Yes, mushrooms. Specifically, the common white button mushrooms you find in any grocery store. They're so much more than just a pizza or a salad ingredient. They're a veritable natural pharmacy for male hormonal health. Let me tell you about William, the 67-year-old runner I mentioned earlier. He had adjusted his spinach intake, but still felt his libido and competitive drive were low despite improved zinc levels. He felt better, but not potent. There was a missing piece in his hormonal puzzle. That piece was a sneaky enzyme that gets more active with age. The problem William faced was an enzyme called aromatase. Think of aromatase as a testosterone thief. Its job in the body is to convert your precious testosterone into estrogen. As men age, and especially if there's a little extra belly fat, aromatase activity ramps up. This means that even if your body is producing testosterone, this enzyme is stealing it and turning it into the female hormone before you can use it. That's why William, even with good zinc levels, still didn't feel at his peak. His testosterone was being converted to estrogen too fast. And here's the beauty of mushrooms. Scientific studies, including research from the Beckman Research Institute, have found that simple white button mushrooms contain compounds that act as natural aromatase inhibitors. They don't boost testosterone production directly. Instead, they act like bodyguards. They protect the testosterone you already have by blocking the enzyme trying to convert it into estrogen. This means more of your testosterone stays as testosterone, free and active in your blood to do its job, build muscle, sharpen your mind, boost libido, and fuel your energy. When I added sautéed mushrooms with garlic and olive oil to William's diet a few times a week, the final piece of the puzzle clicked. About a month later, he called me. His voice had a new depth. He said, "Doctor, this is it. The drive is back. It's not a frantic energy. It's a calm, confident strength I haven't felt in over a decade." He was actively protecting his hormones with every bite. So, there you have it. Fresh beets for blood flow, properly prepared broccoli for hormonal balance, and mushrooms to guard your testosterone. These aren't trendy foods. They're functional foods with real science behind them. They're proof that the answer to reclaiming your manhood isn't in a pill bottle, but on your plate. Now, let's tie this all together with a simple action plan and the bonus tip I promised, which will ensure you extract the maximum power from each of these vegetables. We've uncovered the vegetables you should avoid or prepare carefully: soy for its hormonal impact, processed corn for its inflammatory load, and excessive raw spinach for being a zinc thief. And we've discovered the 3 heroes you should add to your diet: fresh beets to flood your body with nitric oxide, properly prepared broccoli to balance your hormones, and mushrooms to act as your testosterone's bodyguard. But as promised, for those of you who stayed until the end, here's the bonus tip that can supercharge it all. We've talked about zinc and magnesium, but there's a third mineral most men overlook, and it's a true game share for your testosterone. Your bonus tip is the forgotten mineral of male vitality, boron. Yes, boron. It's a trace mineral that doesn't get much attention, but science shows it's incredibly powerful. Boron has the ability to lower levels of SHBG, a protein in your blood that binds to your testosterone and renders it inactive or useless. By reducing SHBG, boron helps increase your free testosterone, the kind that actually matters for libido, energy, and strength. How do you get boron? You don't need expensive supplements. Foods like raisins, dates, and yes, our hero avocado are great sources. Adding just a handful of raisins to your snack or a few dates to your smoothie is a simple step to ensure the testosterone your body produces is actually available to be used. It's the silent booster that makes everything else work better. These are the fundamentals. But I know some of you are ready to go further. If this video helped you or someone you care about, please take a moment to like, share, and drop a comment below. Your story, your questions, or even just to think you could be the encouragement another man needs to take the first step toward better health. I read every comment, and your feedback helps shape the future of this channel. If you know someone over 60 struggling with energy, intimacy, or confidence, share this video with them. It could make more of a difference than any prescription ever could. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. See you in the next video.